The FBI will keep working day and night to destroy this network. It is a top priority.
Waller County Sheriff's Office.
I heard some gunshots, and I think someone's dead.
Quickly learned the call was fake. A case of swatting, someone reportedly using a device that alters voices, calling in a false report.
We traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
And they know who was where when, and so they've got a pretty good idea of who they think is responsible.
This video is for adults only. Discretion is advised. Everything I'm sharing is my opinion.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.
If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's free and it helps me out a lot. What if the grand jury is needed? Not just because there are power players that the district attorney needs to get on record, and not just because this case is complicated with multiple potential crime scenes, including the mansion, the Doheny property, and that bizarre trip to Santa Barbara County. What if this grand jury is taking longer because this goes way deeper than David? And what if the swatting incident and the fear that we've heard that the informants and witnesses are experiencing is related to this bizarre group called 764?
But very chilling threat called 764. It's a loose and very sick network of online predators who use social media to blackmail kids into committing violent acts against themselves or others.
This creepy group called 764 exists on both platforms that David was on, Roblox and also Discord. And in fact, they are known to entice kids from both of these platforms. So what evidence do we have that David may be involved in this group? And who was on both of these platforms with David? Well, a little 12-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And what I'm about to share with you is so upsetting that I am going to put a trigger warning on this. This video is educational. It's for adults only, and viewer discretion is advised, and David is innocent until proven guilty. Remember I shared with you how much David said he loved gore? Remember I shared with you about David putting that word together with the word video, and I'm being careful here. And I told you would have to look this up yourself because I could not share this with you on YouTube. Well, that is a lot of what this bizarre Discord group, the 764, we're going to just refer to it as Discord group. And I believe that David is also tied to this group. And let me share with you why. First of all, this group is known to use the numbers 7 and 6 and 4 in their handle while they're online. So if we look at David's handle, and shout out to True Crime with Strategic Eyes for noticing, there's a circle around the number 4 in David's handle, and he chose to put the 4 upside down. Why did he make these choices? Well, I believe it's because you can see the number 7, you can see the number 6, and you can see the number 4 in his handle. And it's also worth noting that David also used the number 4 in his alter ego, Itami, which is spelled IT4MI. Now, a lot of people wondered if there was something more going on here, and I think you are right. I think that this may go way higher than David. So let's talk about this 764 group, how this relates back to David.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
So here is David talking about what being a gooner, and shout out to Zav Girl on this.
I'm a gooner. I'm a gooner.
What is a gooner? This seems benign, right? But what a gooner is somebody who has a very strong addiction to. It's considered an extreme case, and to them, it's everything, and their life spirals completely into depravity. And I remember that David told us how much he liked gore, and that he thought it was better than hooking up. And I'm watching my words here. The 764 network is decentralized, it's global, it's a nihilistic extremist group that's known to prey on vulnerable children through those platforms that we talked about, Discord and Roblox. And we're going to talk about it in terms of the Discord group moving forward. So how does this connect back to the David case? Well, public discussion and investigative leaks in the late 2025 linked the circumstances of how Celeste ended up in David's front trunk to the specific tactics and visual aesthetics of the group 764. And we know that David was on Discord and Roblox, and unfortunately so was Celeste. And David was reportedly talking to, and in my opinion, enticing Celeste when she was only 11 years old. Now, 764 is notorious for coercing victims into hurting themselves and others. They distribute SA material, and to be clear, this involved minors. So they glorify gore, and we know that David has told us over and over how much he likes gore and that he loves it on video. And he was working to desensitize himself to this. So if you put the two words together and look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, the FBI has over 250 open investigations into this network, which is characterized as an incredibly disturbing group that encourages kids to do awful things to themselves and others for clout. That's right. The more awful the thing that they make the child do, the more clout the person who enticed them to do it gets. So was David part of this group?
The FBI says it has 250 open investigations into the group.
So it's for power and it's for clout. That is the reason that they're doing this. So this group has a history of swatting people. They use swatting as an intimidation tactic. And you will recall that there was a swatting incident at David's house.
Sheriff's deputies speed through the night in the outskirts of Houston, responding to a 911 call about a deadly shooting.
Yeah, Waller County Sheriff's Office.
I heard some gunshots, and I think someone's dead.
When they arrive at the home in question, guns are drawn. But after talking with the people who answered the front door, they quickly learn the call was fake. A case of swatting, someone reportedly using a device that alters voices, calling in a false report.
Now, many people believe that David made this call himself, that he was the one that was responsible for the swatting incident. We've also heard reports that informants and witnesses are afraid. And is this because they are scared of reprisal? Or are they afraid of being exposed as a part of this group? This United States-based group have terrorized their victims through both offline and online activities. Between 2023 and 2024, two individuals who were part of the 764 network hired hitmen from the comm network in with their pew-pews at the homes of their victims. So they sent them in with guns. However, the most common method of intimidating victims does remain swatting. So did David call the swatting incident on himself because he understood that just like Alex Murdaugh, who hired cousin Eddie to do a fake shooting of him in an effort to make Alex Murdaugh look like he was a victim, just like after he did away with Maggie and Paul, and he was trying to blame it on boat victims. Did David do something similar? Did David call this swatting to deflect from himself and try to put it back on other members of the group? Or was this the group sending a warning to David and his family, don't tell or else? And so this is my sourcing for a lot of this information is from the ISD. So in 2025, investigators and news reports confirmed that David Anthony Burke had a significant presence on Discord and Roblox. And is this central to the ongoing grand jury investigation into what happened to Celeste? Evidence surfaced of an official or semi-official Discord server belonging to David where he communicated with his fans. Resurfaced chat logs from as early as 2022 reportedly show an account linked to David interfacing with Celeste when she would have been around 11 years old. In the months following the discovery of Celeste in September of 2025, these Discord records became key pieces of evidence used by law enforcement to establish a prior illegal relationship between David and Celeste, because the age of consent in California is 18, not 11, not 12, not 13, not 14, but 18. David is innocent until proven guilty, and I don't know with 100% certainty if he has an affiliation with this group or not. But there certainly are a lot of red flags. I'm going to leave it there for now and pick it up with another video that will be up shortly, so please be on the lookout for that. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Give this a thumbs up and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below.